This is a great time where we're able to kind of get together and have ourselves a little Sunday chat. I'm cleaning up the shop after yesterday's apprentice video that taught them how to forge some lovely one-bar bookshelves. So it's the shop is in a little bit of disarray. So in the coming week to come, for Monday, get this place kind of lined up again. But yeah, I thought I'd get on here as we always do. And howdy, Jesse, hello, welcome, my friend, and have ourselves a little talk, have ourselves a little chat. It's nice to be able to kind of like get together with my community. Hi guys, Hammer. Yeah, awesome to see you all. Thanks for joining me today. What do you guys want to talk about? We could talk about work to come, what creative ventures you guys are going on. We just wrapped things up at the tea timers. Man, tea time was good. It was had some hard subjects we talked about. It's difficult. It's important to hold space for both, right? The pendulum swings both ways, both for joy, but also reflect on some of the tough stuff. What happens? It's part of life. Good evening from across the world, Matt. Cheers, my friend. Ooh, good afternoon. Finally got to catch up at the beginning of chat. Mythic, hey, we got one of the members. Right on, Mythic. Great to see you, my friend. You work on a Bowie knife. William, very cool. What kind of steel are you working with? Is it hand forged? Like what? Tell me about this thing. I just got done making some good chili. Jesse, ooh, man. You had me at good chili. Like I'm like a good solid chili, but also paired with it some like jalapeno cornbread with some honey butter on there. Ooh, that'll get me to the cookout for sure. 5160 forged, nice, very, very nice. Good afternoon, my friends. It's so good to be here. It's so good to share some space with you guys. It's an honor. How is Copper Dog? Well, it's funny you ask. Copper, come here, dude. He's never far. Have you tried Yellowstone chili? I have not. Copper, come on, dude. Copper, come on, let's go. That got him cooking. Come here, dude. Mr. Copper Dog. Oh, there he is. Here comes the boy. Isn't he sweet? I mean, he's kind of a hog when it comes to the sharing the screen a little bit. Damn tasty. Ooh, man. Now I want to make a chili. It's Copper Dog. Isn't he great? Right? Aren't you great, bud? You're a real good boy. Here, let me give you a little bit more room. There, I'll scoot you over. What's out there, dude? Hi, bro. Where are you from? Paso Robles, California. Yeah, I've been out here for a long time now. I like it. I'm happy here, There's nothing like finding home, and you know what? I'm gonna actually correct myself immediately because you don't really find it, you make it. I hear birdies, yeah. Spring is definitely here, you know it? I can feel it. The rolling hills are emerald green. Things are beginning to bud. Some of the nut trees are beginning to flower, and all of the birds are singing their song. It's lovely. Huh, Copper Dog? He's like, I don't like it. It's a bunch of racket. Mythic, I just finished setting up the squat bar to 405. Woo! That's impressive, buddy. Big old tomahawk steak. You know what, Mythic? You're just living the dream. You're living the dream, partner. You look like soldiers, like Vikings. Oh! It's not much on purpose. I'm lazy with my manicuring. You know what I mean? Are the foxes back? Paul, great question. I have not had the pleasure of seeing them. I don't know what the little journey they're off to, but I've yet to see a fox sighting in some time now. But I haven't given up hope. I know they're out there somewhere, the little mischievous little guys, They're cute. And they were definitely adolescents. They were young. Because they were kind of brownish, kind of gray, but later on they turned that beautiful royal orange. Loved it. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, yeah. Careful with those herniated discs. I know that all too well. Rage, another member, dude. There he is. Rage. When you sent me, I was like, it was funny. So community. I never knew what community meant. I never knew how important community was because I was always just kind of a shut-in. It's like I don't need people, right? I got my steel and I got my dog. That's all I need. Well, when I get messages like yours, buddy, that was very meaningful. I appreciate all the kind words you said, Rage. Thank you. Yeah, it totally brightened my day. And it was so like during tea time today. It's a tea time, right? It's over Patreon. Join if you'd like to. It's a Zoom meeting where we all just get together. We talk about creative ventures and stuff. And today we talked about some pretty hard stuff. But like community, like us kind of holding together and supporting one another and tough times. It's not like a big therapy session. That's not what it's about. But just like being there for each other. It's pretty important, and it's pretty darn incredible. I don't know. I'm not making any sense. And now you have a wonderful wife and a great community, right? Like crazy, Paul. Like it's remarkable what just kind of happens in our life when you allow it to. I feel like if we get out of our own way, things just kind of sprout up under your feet. You know what I mean? I meant it too, Rage. Yeah, I could tell. I could tell, buddy. Oh, Harry, it's truly the best if you're able to please join us on Patreon. It's pretty great. It's pretty good. Just listen to them. I'm not going to be giving you a stinking commercial or something god awful like that. There's enough commercialism in the world today. You know what I mean? Oh, Casey, that's awesome. What does Dave have to say? These communities are the magic that can happen. And the social media intentionally. Yes. It's so funny. It's so easy to look at social media as such a negative space, But if you're in the right spot, if you find yourself with around with the right people, and it can be one of the most positive influences in your life. It's beautiful. I sure didn't realize it. Casey, that one right there, she's the one that got me into all of this to begin with. I was like, it's vapid, it's vain, it's another V word somewhere that I'm totally lacking the vernacular right now. But I thought it was just awful. But I couldn't be more wrong. And you know what? Sometimes it's the best to be wrong about something, But yeah, community's been pretty great. In a day and age where it feels like the intrinsic they feeling like we're constantly trying to be split apart and divided and stuff. But like it's moments like these, we share it. We share the moment together. Without social media, we wouldn't have Beery. Harry, it's true. Beery wouldn't be a thing. Have you ever used a temporary piece on a project and became a permanent better of the original idea? Rage, that's a great question. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's just but a brace. Cow, you joined the iron. Look at you. That's a member. That's a new member right there. Cow. It's great to have you. Welcome to the cool anvil party. Your anvil's only going to heat up more and more as time goes on. How cool is that? Okay, I was answering your question. Yeah, sometimes it's a simple brace or an armature or like, let me give you a perfect example. All right. And it could have like a big influence or a tiny minuscule one. Like, as you guys know, I'm building this locking system, right? This locking system that is going to be a puzzle lock for this gate. But if you look across here, this armature that controls this gate, all right, this locking gate, and of course, there'll be plenty of oil and grease in there, so it won't be squeaking on us. But if you look across this plane, you can see it's a little bit proud. Proud meaning it's a little bit higher than this seam. And this is going to go over the top of it. But it rubs. It can hit a little bit and make an undesired point of friction, right? So what I did was I gave myself a little bevel, right? I took that bevel out just to make sure that I have a good eighth, a good nice solid eighth from this rosette, this plate that's going to cover this thing up and make sure everything's nice and secret within, right? But upon looking at this nice bevel that I got here, I'm like, I kind of like that. I kind of like this compound bevel where it stair steps and then it has this right nice, very, very steep bevel, right? It's not like a 45 or anything like that. It's really steep. I kind of like that. I almost want to continue that throughout. Moments like that happen all the time. Oh, Matt, look, we got a new patron. That's incredible. Here they come. That's cool. Thank you for joining. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Accidental kind of things that happen, especially when you're being creative, allowing a little bit of space for you to be a little improvisational. Allowing a little bit of space for you to kind of still be in the moment. Because when you're executing a plan, right? When you're executing a plan like I have here, this is the ginkgo gate that I'm building. There's the locking system and where it's going to go. Right there, right? When you're executing a plan, you need to still allow yourself a little bit of room for those moments. Those little moments of like, you know what? I got that, like leave things a little bit open-ended so that you can have those wonderful moments. Because I feel like the true nature of creativity, the true nature of play, bringing out your inner child to be creative and play, leave it some room to where you can have stuff in the moment. Because I feel like you can optimize and overplan the joy out of stuff. You know what I mean? Leave yourself a little wiggle room. William, great. Yeah, a little wiggle room. Yeah, exactly. Leave a little wiggle room. You still be improvisational. And William, great question. Any updates on the horse rails? Awesome question. Not yet. I cannot wait. That's actually coming up after the gate. And I'll be hopefully wrapping that up very soon. I'm juggling a lot of stuff right now. I'm juggling the 12-part sculpture series that's been going on for a year, almost a year. It's going to be a full year in rotation, right? Every month. So I'm still building those, also building the gate, also trying to make content for you beautiful people. So it's many full-time jobs, and I've been just trying to get as much going, but I cannot wait to start that project. That's going to be a deeply meaningful project, I feel like. The horse railing, we need to name it. We got to name it. Let's do that. Guys, what am I drinking? I got myself a little Darjeeling tea. Lovely. I drink it black like I do my coffee. I like bitter flavors. Because I'm sweet enough, you know what I mean? Sorry, I had to do it. This is the rules. Name it Clip Clop. I love that. That's hysterical. That's great. Clip Clop. Actually, I feel like that's a great name for a horse in a TTRPG or something like that. Yeah, that's fun. Anyways, let's try to narrow down a name for this sculpture, because we had like the Iron Oak, the Valhalla doors, we have the Ginkgo Gate, Stallion Falls. Matt, whoa! I like where your head's at, my friend. Hey guys, it's been a while. I'm glad you're joining us, partner. Come hang out. Name it Clip Clop. I think that's funny. That's great. Stallion Falls. Because it is kind of like them. Have you ever seen horses tear off the side of a hill? It's pretty incredible. Brego from Lord of the Rings. Oh, I kind of like the Stallion Falls. I do too. I like that Stallion Falls. I definitely also I just like the play on words of the descent, right? They're careening down. Steeds staircase. Ooh, steeds. The stallion. It's not quite a tongue twister, but there's a lot of there's it's a pretty chunky word. There's a lot of vowels. Stallion, right? So when it comes to naming things, it's kind of nice to have it like very musical, a little bit. It can have some percussion to it, of course, but it's nice to like be able to roll off the tongue a little bit. I like where you guys head at. You guys are very creative. Artax Descending. Whoa, that sounds like a title of a book. Dude, he looks like the nicest Viking ever. Maybe. I mean, my last name actually translates in Old Norse as Wolf Shield. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that. Ooh, Mare Stair Railing. See, you guys are on fire today. Oh, Steeds. Man. Asphaloff. That's what I meant. Oh, Asphaloff. Asphaloff. What is Asphaloff? Why is that familiar in some way? Or Cup Club. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Okay. Steeds is great. Nice single vowel word. Also steeds. So in my D&D campaign long ago, there was this really funny quote that my good buddy Kyle, one of my best friends ever, he told the party, like they were in this like really awesome, like a very agrarian, but like city. It's a beautiful city. And their main exports are, grains, but horses. And it's this very equestrian-based city. And I'll never forget, with the most serious tone he could muster, we need steeds. And the entire table for about half an hour was just in hysterics, just because of how severe that was. So steeds, the word, it's very near and dear to my heart. So I think we need steeds in there. Ooh, Project Nightmare. Ooh, rage. Maybe some mare action. Yeah. It's also, they wouldn't all be mares because each horse, it's a family of 3. And each horse will kind of represent each of the family members. So it could have something to do with family. You know what I mean? Like a family of horses. Or stampede? Stampede. We need to have stampede in there. I'm going to write it down. Stairway stampede. I do also love an alliteration. Thunder. Whoa. And of course, thunder is like the best. The best. The one Arwen summoned, thank you. Yes. There's some pretty awesome horses in Lord of the Rings. We got Shadowfax. We got Bill, Yeah, Stampede maybe feels a little bit too reckless. You're right. You're right. I also love Thunder Rails. I don't know. Thunder. It's also keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of stained glass. So color might be a part of it as well. Like think of Pocahontas, the color of the wind, Maybe have wild in there because they're going to be like bucking and moving around. Their manes and tails are going to be all over the place. Like it's going to be there's something absolutely magical about capturing movement, giving the inclination, the illusion of movement and flow, right? Capturing what wind looks like, capturing chaos and freezing the moment of a horse bucking. Like that's what this piece is going to be about. Hey, your cousin's having a baby? Congratulations. Do you have a blueprint to help us name it? That's a great question. I think I have an out-of-date version. Dang it, not out here. Yeah, I unfortunately do not have the blueprint of the railing out here, but maybe next time I'll come equipped with that as we continue to name this thing and plan it out. Steel, wait, steel Mustangs, steel steeds? Is that too much of a tongue twister? Steel steeds? There's also, they're gonna have multi-metals. How perfect. These we're gonna have multi-metals going on. There's gonna be copper, brass, maybe some like aluminum, like silver. And how perfect, look. Steel Stampede. Look at how perfect is this. I feel like we're getting a sign. Look, my neighbor's just kind of cruising bareback. How cool is that? Right? I just love living out in the country. It's perfect. What did Catherine say? Steel Stampede. Oh my God, that is heavy. Steel Stampede. Band name, called it. Oh my God, Steel Stampede is metal as hell. Because it's mostly going to be steel. Steel and stained glass. And multi-metals. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be great. Speaking of watching the wind flow. Ooh, yes. Paul, totally. Like, I love it when we see dust devils. I love it when you can see, like snow drifts. Not so much falling heavy snow. Like, we're talking like light as a feather, snow drifts, because you get to see the shape of wind. I love that. When people ask me what inspires me, it's stuff like that. And I have like just a handful of memories of that instances that I'm able to like pull back like it's from a holster. Oh, so deeply inspiring because flow, it's like the most true form of flow, unhindered and free. Mustang Metro matches the metal. Ooh, uh-huh. Hey, from Brazil. I'm here in the United States in California. Rapunzel. Steel Stampede is pretty badass. I like Stampede because it's like it captures like unbridled, literally unbridled, just power and liberty and freedom. You know? You ever see wild horses run? Or even just when they go out to pasture and they get the zoomies and they're just you know, it's like, gosh, how good would that feel just to have so much power and speed at your disposal where you can just be free. You know what I mean? That's what I want to capture with these rails. You know, it's just absolute freedom. Hope that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like most of the time I'm just rambling. Unbridled. We're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like we're already there. We're just coming up with even cooler ideas. You know what I mean? Thunder's rumble. Ooh. I instantly think of Garth Brooks and the thunder rolls. Dun, 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 right? Hey, I had such a country, like 90s country growing up. Oh, and especially like, 70s with, the Highwaymen and all that stuff. Grew up on that stuff. I love it. Still love it. Not so much the modern day stuff, but definitely like 90s and back. I think I need to listen to that song now. Because I know there's a metal version and it kind of rips. Spirit of the Stampede, the unbridled rainbow. Go, Brad. Bradley is over here dropping bombs on us. That's awesome. I still think it should be Asfalov. Well, because then you got like you got the movement of the water, right? The river that she calls, it's cool. I see. But I still grew up country. Yeah, it's just a big old family. Oh, he's from Oklahoma. Nice. I got family in Oklahoma. Oh, cool. Oh, man. I got a lot to think about. I wasn't thinking we were going to be naming this piece right now, but here we are. Yeah, and the lightning strikes. Oh my God, that's such a good darn song. Like I feel like Garth Brooks was like revolutionary back in the day, you know? And didn't he have like an alter ego? Kind of like edgy metal, right? Do you remember that? Oh man. He used to come to our state fair a lot. Rock the house. When the lightning strikes, there's a lot of symbolism with blacksmithing. It's funny because to strike is what the original what to smith is to strike. Chad Gangs or something like that. Yes, Joshua. Yes, I think you're exactly right on. Oh, you just turned 20. Congrats. Welcome to the two club. Ooh, do you have any tips? Oh yeah, I definitely don't mind you asking. Community colleges are great for a very inexpensive way to learn because they have all the equipment there. They have good instructors. Community college is a great place to learn how to weld. I actually donate a lot of my time as a judge for when they compete. It could be MIG, TIG, stick, whatever process. I judge welds and projects. It's a lot of fun. I actually grew up doing it in high school, doing those competitions. And it's kind of cool to do full circle back around and donate my time to people doing the same, very, very same thing. Kindling the spirits growing in that direction. It's very cool. Community college is a great place to go and learn how to weld. I would suggest leaning into stick welding or arc welding because I think that is the truest. Like, I think that's the best way to learn. It's not the easiest, right? MIG or wire feed, right? You just have it's like a glue gun. You got a glue gun, and you're able to run a bead very easily. It doesn't take a whole lot of coordination. There's still a whole art form to it, don't get me wrong. But I like to, when you're learning something, it's not, I enjoy learning the harder way first, and you can always dial it back. For instance, like when you're stick welding, you got an electrode. You have a clamp over here that's holding an electrode, and you have a clamp over here that's your ground, and the current is trying to go through it. So when you just strike up your arc, bzzz, right, and you're just kind of just holding this still, and as the electrode is taken away, you just watch your bead do its thing. But I love teaching people how to weld through stick welding first because you get to understand exactly what's taking place. There is a sacrificial piece of metal that is adding material into this pool of liquid metal held hot by electricity. That's all it is. It's very simple. I know it seems very space age because we got a lot of space age technology to do it, but stick welding is archaic, right? You get to see everything that's taking place. It's very simple. There's only a couple things involved. And there's a flux that's creating this vapor barrier, its own little ecosystem that has no oxygen in it because oxygen likes to attack and oxidize liquid metal, a big pool, right? Then you have porosity and all this stuff. But if you want to learn from me, join my Patreon, be an apprentice. I mainly focus on the art of blacksmithing, but I'm definitely going to be leaning into welding, what machines you want to begin with, all that good stuff. So on the Patreon, join my apprenticeship program. I'll do everything I can to teach you to do what I do, and not so much standardized curriculums, my way, the way I kind of had to teach myself. So if you like my work, that's how I do it. I did oh, you did welding back in the day. Nice. Absolutely hated arc welding. Yeah. But once you got it, you got it. It's like riding a bike, How How about vocational tech schools? Absolutely. They just might be a little bit pricier. I don't know. I did my tutelage so early. I never really went to any college or anything like that. I'm not a great student. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm just that guy in the back of the classroom, just not on task. I just couldn't sit still. Did you reach your goal for the new shop? That's a great question. Absolutely. So we reached the goal to buy the property. We bought the property, bought it outright. I ended up having to refinance my property currently to make up the deficit that we needed, but we got it. And I could have never dreamed of doing it without you guys. It was incredible. So we bought the property, and now it's just there sitting there. And I'm just saving every penny I can get my freaking big old fingers on to make that happen. It's gonna cost me a lot of money, but it's gonna be totally worth it. And I'm just making sure I get all my I's crossed and my T's dotted to make it happen, because it's a lot of responsibility to do a project of this scale. Because you could lose 50 grand just with one little mistake or anything like that. So I'm trying to just do everything very, very wisely. Ooh, Rage. Is it satisfying using a torch to cut big pieces of steel? Oh, buddy. Rage, 100%. And that's actually a very reoccurring question I get a lot of. Like, hey, why don't you use a plasma cutter? Great question. But like this thing right here, there are so many tools that, and it takes up, I have a small shop. I don't have a plasma cutter first of all. And I know they're making them smaller and smaller, but it requires an air compressor, which I hate the noise of. Kind of very for such a loud person, I shouldn't be so sensory sensitive. But all of a sudden, bang, an air compressor kicking on drives me freaking nuts. I remember realizing that when I worked construction. Nail guns are going off everywhere, and I hated it. But this thing right here, I can cut from 3-inch plate all the way down to 16th, A16th. If you're really ripping in and going real nice and quick, I can weld with it. I can heat with it. I can rosebud with it. I can do all sorts of stuff. And for a smaller shop, I think it's very important to have things have multiple jobs, multiple purposes. You know what I mean? But yeah, I enjoy torch work. That's what I'm really good at. And it's definitely a skill that needs honing. That's one of the things that I teach in my class, my Patreon course, is how do I cut super clean? A lot of it's your tip, a lot of it's your pressures, but a lot of it is just how do I build a framed matrix with my body, right? Because if I get myself nice and braced up, right? I'm all braced up. It's almost physically impossible for me to go this direction. And that's what I'm trying to control. I can only go from side to side, and just honestly locking up the possibility of directions you can move is, I think, one of the most important aspects of it being a really good oxy cutter. Does that make any sense? Think of trying to cut a diagonal with an Etch-a-Sketch, right? Think of trying to cut a diagonal with an Etch-a-Sketch. Because you're trying to turn both of these wheels at precisely the same direction to get that nice 45, but usually it's doing this. Try to only be turning one of the wheels at one time. You know what I mean? Cal, have I ever done hair pieces? Well, new member, I gotta answer your question because I get to see you so well. No, but I feel like I should. Cool hairpins, or maybe some cool. I have in the past. I used to do a couple braids, and I would do copper clasps around the bases, and that was kind of cool. I forgot all about that. That was a long time ago. You are a great student. Oh yeah, right, Catherine. You just didn't deliver the best sitting quietly at your desk. All right, Catherine. You know what? As our collective favorite teacher, I trust you. I trust you. Oh man, Catherine, you're the best. And if you don't know, Catherine is one of our patrons. We just got done having tea together over Zoom, and it was such a just such a treat. You're a joy to be around, and that goes for all of the patrons. Like, I don't know how we got so lucky just being surrounded by such cool and creative people. Hair sticks and clasps and stuff would be cool. Cal, I'll keep that in mind. I've always thought about doing like limited releases for stuff. You know what I mean? Like the leaves, like the copper leaves. You know, I don't have the time to be able to like pump out endlessly. I'll be able to put like a week towards something, you know? But yeah, maybe some hair sticks. That could be cool. Hair sticks that could also double as chopsticks. Maybe, I don't know. How expensive are those torches? They're expensive on startup. You know, they're expensive to get all the equipment outright at the beginning because you have to get 2 cylinders, one oxygen, one acetylene, or one propane. And the torch sets themselves are usually a couple $100. But once you got them, you got them. They last a very long time if you take good care of them. But I believe if you go to Harbor Freight, they might have some cheaper versions. And one of my biggest things is try not to overinvest. It's hard to learn with not the best equipment, but it's really hard to learn if you put yourself in a financial bind to where you cannot learn, you know? I could never use them as chopsticks. How do you get your hair to be this? Oh no, it's just natural. Like you think I have, you think I have the brain space to do anything on purpose? No, no. This is all on accident. I just feel very blessed. You need a hanger style shop for the new property. That would be rad. I would love that. I bought a lotto ticket, and if I win, I'll pay it for all. No, I honestly, reaching out and building that GoFundMe was hard enough to ask for any type of assistance and help, and like that was difficult. I had to suck down a lot of pride for that, and you guys came out in amazing help. That was incredible. We'll build it. We'll build it. You know, like that got us like a huge step closer to the dreams shop, and I'm thinking about 40 by 60. Man, as high as I can go, because, you know, like I'm in talks to build like a 25 foot sculpture that is also 20 by 20, like humongous, absolutely elephantesimal. And of course, I'll be sure to, keep you guys in the loop on that one. Joshua, right? See me in curlers? That would be great. No, I don't have, I'm trying to get better at self-care, but I got a long ways to go. But yeah, this is how I came out, you know? God, that is so funny. But you wouldn't be asking for assistance, it would just be anonymous. Oh gosh. Scorpio, you're too kind. But I'm going to be kind back to you, and I value your guys' time, so I don't want to take too much of it. I just wanted to come in here and hang out with you guys. You guys are awesome. I love talking to you. I love hearing from my community. I feel very grateful, eternally grateful. Oh man, I just hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Yeah, cheers, man. Oh, you guys are just too good. You guys are too good. Show us Copper really quick. Okay, Rage. Sorry. Copper. Come here, dude. Here he comes. Come here, Copper. He's been rolling around. He's all covered in stuff. Come here. Did you roll in crap? You better not have. Come here. There he is. Oh, there he is. Mr. Copper Dog. That is genuine 100% Copper Dog. All right, guys. Have an absolute terrific rest of your Sunday. Love y'all. Don't forget to love each other. Be good out there. And I'll see you next time. Strike true. Have a good week.